Ukraine and the US are deploying superweapons to the front, and the world is in shock. It's not just an analogue of the Shaheds. The new system completely rewrites the rules of the game. This weapon inflicts catastrophic damage with its precision and sheer numbers. The enemy is in panic, the headquarters is stunned. No one knows yet how to counter this. What does this mean for the front, and will the Kremlin be able to withstand this blow? All the explosive details. Watch now.
The Ukrainian Shahed has reached a new level. Now the drone is equipped with advanced Western guidance and control systems, and production will be established both in the US and in Europe.
It will soon go into mass production in Ukraine, the United States of America, and Germany. The press is reporting on this. The American company Arteimis, together with a Ukrainian company, has successfully tested the long-range kamikaze drone Arteimis LM20. The drone is equipped with an artificial intelligence system, self-guidance, and can hit targets at a distance of up to 1,600 kilometers.
At the same time, the warhead weighs 45 kilograms, which is more than enough to destroy most military targets. Our military adds enemy equipment and hardware to the list.
The key point here is that it uses artificial intelligence, and in fact, let's just say the price is quite reasonable, to put it mildly. And if the tactical and technical specifications, such as speed and flight altitude, are met, and as I understand it they are, these factors have already been studied and tested, then of course things will become a bit easier for us.
It is also known that the main feature of Arteimis is its navigation and targeting system based on the onboard Skynote N computer from the American company Arteimis. As noted, it is precisely this system that allows the drone to target and strike even when satellite navigation fails, and it ensures high accuracy during the final stage of flight.
The enemy's countermeasures are used to a greater extent. Jamming of GPS signals, in other words, this is roughly speaking what helps to target more accurately. If we are talking, for example, about control channels, then yes, they do have certain systems that can limit the capabilities of control channels of piloted drones. We are talking about a system that, to a greater extent, enables automatic flight thanks to, for example, the onboard equipment installed on it. Therefore, here we are saying that thanks to such capabilities, this system can bypass the enemy's electronic warfare and hit the target with minimal error due to the visual guidance system installed directly on this UAV.
At the same time, the company's developers have already stated that the drone has undergone battlefield testing. Both the Ukrainian side and its production partners have already recognized this.
This drone was created together with an unnamed Ukrainian company for security reasons. And it has already undergone full-scale testing, which, according to the company's statement, included ground launch, navigation with and without GPS, long-range transit, and ground activation.
It is worth noting that the Arteimis LM20 also features a nose camera, additional antennas, and apparently an electric engine, which experts note is a rather unusual solution. This is done in order to achieve high results with smaller scale production by ensuring more precise hits on the target. After all, the camera at the final stage of the UAV's operation will allow it to strike almost without missing, including bypassing possible anti-drone defenses.
First and foremost, they will be intended for and used to destroy those targets that affect the military power of the terrorist state and its ability to conduct combat operations in Ukraine.
At the same time, joint production with the United States is far from the only international achievement of the Ukrainian defense industry. Most often, Western partners are willing to invest specifically in drones. Denmark became the first country in the world to get involved in this matter. It became a pioneer in the field of joint defense production with Ukraine and was the first to invest initially in enterprises in Ukraine, and now has allocated more than 67 million euros to establish Ukrainian defense enterprises on Danish territory. Finland, also one of the first, took up joint production with Ukraine. Back in November 2024, the Finnish defense consortium Soma Defense established a drone manufacturing enterprise on Finnish territory, in partnership with 4 Ukrainian companies. The United Kingdom has also placed an emphasis on drones. Plans to launch joint production on British soil were announced several months ago by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer.
We are currently working out the details in decisions regarding joint weapons production with our partners. This is a serious decision with those who are providing the most assistance. Specific projects, tangible benefits for our defense. In the future, there will also be production facilities localized in Ukraine. Facilities that help protect our skies. I want to thank our partners for their interest in such cooperation with Ukraine and with our industry.
At the same time, the EU has allocated €1.5 billion for a defense plan and cooperation with Ukraine, Bloomberg reports. The main goal of the program is to optimize the procurement and production of weapons, including joint efforts with Ukraine. So it seems that soon there will be a significant increase in joint Ukrainian-Western developments in the arsenal of the Ukrainian armed forces.
Every voice matters. Join our community, support independent journalism and help us bring you the truth from Ukraine. Become a member of Ukraine today. Join us now. Shock! Ukrainian drones are devastating Russia to dust for pennies. Iron Avenger struck a blow that made Putin's blood run cold. In just one night, hundreds of enemy targets were destroyed. How Ukraine is turning the tide of the war and bringing Moscow to its knees with ultra-cheap technologies. Watch the incredible footage and details in the report. At a
speed of over 300 kilometers per hour. These are the movement parameters of the Ukrainian interceptor drone Sting. The main purpose of this little guy is to destroy Russian Shaheds, which the Kremlin is unleashing on Ukraine by the hundreds. Sting is entirely a product of the Ukrainian military industry. Its cost is about $2,500, which is several times cheaper than Russian Shaheds. This is what makes this interceptor drone indispensable for Ukrainian air defense. Just a year ago, this method of shooting down Shaheds seemed impossible. Now, however, everything has changed dramatically.
What once seemed laughable has turned into an inexpensive and crucial element of Ukraine's defense. While Russia bombards its cities with increasingly powerful waves of explosive drones, Ukraine is more and more often using cheap interceptors to stop them. This weapon shot down 150 attack drones during a single recent bombardment. Now, Ukraine aims to produce 1,000 interceptors.
One of the world's leading news outlets, Business Insider, writes that Sting-type interceptor drones, which Ukraine is now actively producing, could turn the tide of the war since they cost much.
The total number of these drones is considerably less than the number of Shaheds, which are a type of unmanned aerial vehicle that have been deployed in significant quantities. In comparison, these drones are not as numerous as the Shaheds that have been reported in recent operations.
The overall cost of a strike drone itself, which is a type of unmanned aerial vehicle specifically designed and used to attack either civilian or military targets, has directly led to the scaling up and wider adoption of such technological solutions in recent years, since
At the beginning of 2024, Ukrainian drone engineers have actively started converting quadcopters into drones capable of destroying Shaheds.
The design of interceptor drones is evolving rapidly. For example, the Sting is equipped with a warhead that accelerates to 340 kilometers per hour using 4 rotating blades. This sensor-guided interceptor, produced by the Ukrainian drone manufacturer Wild Hornets, resembles a handheld missile, and it's small enough to fit in a travel bag. Other interceptors resemble small gliders. The crews who launch them need to react instantly to threats. A Sting pilot said that his team heads out at night based on tips from reconnaissance groups, with only 10 minutes to spare, to intercept approaching Russian drones before they move out of range.
The improvement of interceptor drones never stops, not even for a minute. Success rates range from 30% for some interceptors to 80% or even 90%. Success depends on a large number of factors: the type of targets, the timing of the interception, the pilot's skills, and many others. Interest in and demand for interceptors has surged sharply not only in Ukraine, but also among NATO countries. After the first Russian drones crossed the Polish border, especially since the Kremlin continues to invest huge sums in the development and production of strike drones. Shahed, Ukraine and NATO countries want to have an effective and, most importantly, inexpensive countermeasure.
we are currently negotiating with some of the major key leaders in certain segments worldwide. Thank you very much for your attention around the world. To companies that are interested in purchasing our drones, some technologies, for example, that we have adopted from foreign partners we have worked with are integrated into our solutions. And there is serious interest because we have the largest, unfortunately for us, but fortunately for the world and for those who manufacture weapons, the largest testing ground in the world of military technologies.
During one of the latest attacks on Ukraine, Russia launched nearly 800 aerial targets. And according to Western intelligence estimates, the Kremlin may soon launch up to 2,000 Shaheds of various modifications. Moreover, Russia is modernizing the Shahed, and in the future, it may be able to reach speeds of up to 300 kilometers per hour. So the appearance of Ukrainian interceptor drones should simplify and make air defense operations more effective. Especially since, from a financial standpoint, Ukrainian interceptors are cost-effective to use, and victory in war always comes down to economically sound decisions.
That's all for now. For more breaking news from the front, tune in to our next episode.